and my paper is titled Unsettling Questions, Teaching Kindred in a Course on the Literature of Slavery. Octavia Butler's Kindred, the story of a black woman and her white husband who traveled back in time from 1976 to slavery days, is an invaluable work for forcing the reader to confront the question, what would I have done if I lived in the antebellum South? The achievement of this book in bringing a modern sensibility into slavery times is to make it seem closer to us and force us to confront these unsettling questions. If the character of Dana allows modern readers to imagine what it would have been like to have been enslaved, the character of Kevin invites the reader to contemplate whether and how he or she might have resisted slavery as a white person living in antebellum times. There are times that he becomes associated with Tom Whalen in Dana's mind, as if symbolically describing the process by which an initially humane white person becomes corrupted by association with slavery. Upon learning that Dana has begun teaching Nigel to read, Kevin remarks that Tom Whalen is right about educated slaves, a comment that startles Dana until she realizes he means it as praise. Kevin is never a real slaveholder and never condones slavery, but by linking him to Tom Whalen, Dana suggests what could happen if he remained among slaveholders long enough. It is back in the present that Butler highlights this connection. Kevin has trouble adjusting to life in 1976 again after 5 years in the past. He seems almost angry that life here is so easy. He may be feeling guilt at leaving behind those in slavery, giving up the Underground Railroad work that he'd been doing. But though he tries to be gentle, he seems to direct his anger at Dana at times. She repeatedly reflects that he seems to give her a look of hatred or stare that is cold and ugly, like Whalen's. Possibly he unconsciously blames her for abandoning him in the past, but this was nothing she could control. But Dana realizes, too, that Kevin must have suffered feelings of powerlessness during the time he was there, not knowing if he would get back. And then suddenly, after he'd begun to adjust, she reappeared, and he came home to have to adjust all over again. But yet this is nothing to Dana's vulnerability. She gets less than a day at home, and when she comes back after slitting her wrist, their roles seem reversed. He's begun to adjust, and he urges her to get on with her life, and accuses her of being eager to go back to Maryland. He seems jealous of her emotional investment in Rufus, Alice, and the others. In some ways, Kevin's responses echo the characteristic responses of modern whites to both slavery and contemporary racism, as he moves from denial or defensiveness to guilt with attempts to alleviate the injustice to urging the victims to get over it. But Kindred emphasizes that the crime of slavery cannot be forgotten. Butler models the mental journey that contemporary readers need to make. The novel insists that these people existed, and that we need to attend to their stories, just as Dana and Kevin felt compelled to visit Maryland in modern times and found out what they could about what happened to the residents on the Whalen plantation. The novel insists that their suffering, their endurance, and their bravery be recognized, and that the sin of treating people as property cannot be forgiven.